We're back.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, it's episode 2.
Welcome to week 2 of the Good For Them podcast. And before we get into anything, we just want to say thank you.
Yeah, this was it was good for us. We had a really nice time.
We did. No, like we received such sweet feedback. I know for me, it was really fun to have like my friends who haven't gotten to meet you yet for like one reason or another just be like obsessed with you.
Oh, stop.
Yeah.
That's really
and I was
sweet.
like, no, I know, guys. She's like the best.
Stop. Yeah, there were just people who I didn't expect to listened, and so many people had so many nice things to say.
So I also do just want to up top say that because I listened back to all of the audio like 1,400 times while I was editing it and everything, like I want to address that I believe I came across a little bit like one-track minded or bossy in it. And I will say like that was partially just because like I was very stressed out about how to get it onto the platforms. And somehow I made it happen. No laptop involved whatsoever. No laptops.
Okay, could we like talk about bridging a generational divide? The fact that you did this whole fucking thing on your like iPhone 14, 13?
iPhone 14. I think it's 14.
Okay, but like the fact that you did the whole thing on your iPhone 14 is so fucking funny to me.
On like all free software somehow, like on like free editing apps. So like yeah, but like that now that puts into context like why I was so stressed out.
No, like
I
literally,
didn't think that was possible.
That is like Gen Z writing all their cover letters in Google Docs on their phones. Like that is my old student writing his like application for college in Google Docs. Like did not know how to open up a Microsoft Word doc. As somebody who is famously bossy, like I love it. You know I love it. And we're not that. We've only been dating for like half a year, a little less than. So it is cool that through doing this project, we get to like learn new parts of each other's personalities.
Sure. You're seeing like me as class president on the day that we had to like set up prom, where I am throwing an absolute fit because the paper trees don't look right, even though I contributed nothing to making the paper trees because I am not crafty. And then, yeah, you're seeing a side of me that, like, there are a certain subset of people who watch that episode and we're like, oh, no, like, that's just, like, you. Because some of my friends watched and I was like, can you be so honest with me? Like, was I being a little, like, was I shutting her down at all? Was I blah, 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 blah? And they're like, oh, no, that's just you. And I'm like, I fear that's worse. Like, I fear that's worse that, like, you're not questioning some of the ways. But, you know, we talked about it.
No, I think also one, I think this is already overblown. I think like really it's fine. And two, I'm sure that for the friends of mine who did watch, like there is something they enjoy about watching me get a little bossed around. Like everybody knows I've got a strong perspective. And I think one of the things among the many things that work here and also that work in the context of being in a relationship with like an age gap to it is the idea that like we're equal partners.
There's really no power imbalance.
No, and that is like that's actually important. So yeah, but I loved your bossy pants attitude, and we also we love someone who can apologize. So
two things can be true. All right. So, kicking off one of the segments that we did a very elaborate job of explaining last week.
Yeah.
We're going to be playing our first rendition of Bridge the Age Gap, where we introduce each other to a part of me, the Gen Z culture, and Stephanie, the millennial culture.
Can I ask a question? Should we give everybody a rundown of like the whole episode, or are we going to just kind
of... we could do a rundown. Yes, absolutely. Should we do whatever you want? Absolutely. Go for it. Yeah. 100%. Take it away. I'll sit back. Tell them what to expect.
Okay, so we're gonna do some age gap stuff. So each of us has a like, it's almost like show and tell. Like we've each brought something to show the class today. And then we got a bunch of really good questions from you all. So we are going to go through the questions that we've got. And we've got some like light thoughts around our answers, but I think we'll elaborate further. And then we are going to play. So Survivor 50 airs next week.
It airs tomorrow if you're listening to this now.
Oh, fuck. Okay. Yeah, sorry. We tape on Thursdays. This airs on Tuesdays. Survivor 50 airs tomorrow. And we've got a little Survivor 50 game that we are going to play at the end of this.
Yeah, we do. We do.
And I'm really excited about it. All right.
Yeah. So do you want to go first as far as introducing me to something? Or
I kind of want you to go. Can you go first?
I'd love to go first.
Okay,
Yeah.
please.
I'm chomping at the bit to talk about Ask FM. So, yeah. Ask FM. Do you want to give your best guess as to what you think the term Ask FM refers to?
So, if I see something like that ends in FM, I'm assuming it has to do with the radio.
Yeah. I genuinely don't know why it is FM, but
it's probably because ask.com was like fully taken.
So, okay. I feel the weight of like my, not even like my generation, but like my grades, entire perspective on my shoulders right now, because like this was a very fleeting thing. Ask FM was very fleeting. It only existed during like the 2 years that I was in middle school. So my middle school was like 7th and 8th grade only. I didn't have like 6th, 7th, and 8th.
For the people, will you tell us what years those were? Like in
that was from 2012 to 2014.
Okay.
So from 2012 to 2014, I was in middle school, which was also sort of like the rising action of like Instagram and Snapchat. Like all these things were coming out for the first time. So any listener, like imagine where you were when like Instagram was first happening.
So like sidebar, great use of the term rising action.
Thank you. I was questioning it. So
I know, it was really good.
That. I was questioning it.
It was really good.
So yeah, like I was, as Instagram was sort of like coming of age, so was me and my grade and my generation. Like those things were happening simultaneously. So, you know, what better technology to sort of sprinkle in the mix than Ask FM, which was an app where every single person had a profile.
Okay, wait, it was an app?
I think it started as just a browser thing that you would like link in your Instagram bio. Because in my head it was like
absolutely, it was a browser.
It was a browser, but either it turned into an app or my generation figured out how to turn a browser into an app. Like we figured out how to like turn like the grade system into like an app that we could just click on our phone. So I don't remember if I think that they put the software together to make it an app, but basically everybody had an Ask FM profile. So it was like your name, your picture, and people
was yours Teeny Chill?
No, I think mine was Christine Chirichillo, honestly. Like mine was like my dead name. I don't care if I still talk about Christine, but yeah, like mine was like full name, and you could go to other people's profiles and ask them questions, but you could also toggle on anonymous. So you could ask people questions and they would never know who was asking them the question or making the statement to them. So obviously this was...
So like, it was literally like a tool to ask things.
It was a tool to ask people questions, and some of the like most popular things that were being asked were like, can you rank the top 10 prettiest girls in 7th grade? And then the guys...
Which, like, obviously you absolutely could have.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Well, no one was asking me to rank girls. Yeah. I was ranking boys on mine.
I know, I'm sure, but...
I was looking at the other girls' list and, like, copy and pasting and, like, adding, like, a random wild card. No, but, like... And like, praying that I would, like, dress pretty for, like, a week to, like, make like, one of the guys' list. So I could just be like... I'm on Joe Rico's list this week. Like, I can breathe for a minute. But... No, but like literally it was like name rankings, and these sort of like controlled the hierarchy of school. Like if you weren't seen as cute or like as dateable, but you suddenly sort of got like slotted into a list.
Somebody's Ask FM list.
Like everything sort of changed. Like it really did dictate the public court of opinion about people.
Jesus Christ.
And it was also like...
This is like Poly Markets, but like for middle schoolers.
Yeah. And it was
this is literally like the like prediction markets that we've been up to.
Mm-hmm. And people would be like paying attention to like if somebody was dropping from like number one, because there were people who like stayed at number one and like sometimes they would drop. And I mean, imagine you're given a tool where you can say anything you want to somebody that you see in school or have feelings about at school with literally zero repercussion, consequence. They never have to know that you said it. So like I asked my friends in preparation for this, and somebody was like, yes, someone came to my profile and told me that I shouldn't wear light wash jeans because they made my legs look fat. And I never got to know who that person was, but that was just like in my inbox.
That is, okay. I have approximately 10,000 follow-up questions. One, did they actually stop wearing light wash jeans?
Honestly, this friend, I probably, which like she had no reason to at all.
That is crazy.
I mean, wouldn't you though? Like, it's like,
yeah, of course.
And then it was also like, people would be like, what do you find most attractive in a guy/girl? And then like people would give their list, and then suddenly everyone kind of started coming to school. Like I remember like changing or adding, incorporating things in my closet to match what like guys thought was cute at that time. And I don't know if the people would also like forget to toggle anonymous on sometimes.
Stop.
So then like they would ask somebody something really mean, and it would like be caught. They'd get caught.
Were there repercussions at school ever? Like, when anybody got caught for it, like, did they get in trouble at school, or like parents got called, or what?
Well, I do think that like, God bless all the guidance counselors who were working at this period in time. I remember there was an example of like a guy in my high school leaving a question for a girl that was like, do you wear a thong? Like, it was kind of like a copy pasta that like people would drop on random girls' things, but it was like, do you wear a thong? What color is it? Like a bunch of like very, very creepy stuff, and he like forgot to toggle off. And like now, like for the rest of the time, he kind of has this reputation of like, what are you doing commenting that on this girl you don't even know's thing?
It was a girl he didn't even know.
Yeah, it was definitely like too bad. Like I remember the situation. But yeah, and it's also like you could tap on people's profiles and like keep looking, and like I would be like 4 schools deep. Like I'd be like 5 people removed on like random high schools Ask FMs, like reading a back and forth between 2 people. Like it was incredibly efficient at like getting the drama.
Yeah, clearly.
Yeah, and then like the best part was there was like generated questions of the day that like went through the app. So like sandwiched in between like you ranking your best friends and like you like talking about like who you had drama with, it would be like, what kind of climate do you prefer to live in? And everyone would like answer the daily question, and it would be like complete change of tone.
Yeah, like the desert.
There was also like, there was a weird thing that went down there, which like I don't know if other schools were having this one, but like this was a thing that was happening at my school, where it'd be like PAP of messages. The question would be PAP of messages, and you would just post like what your texts look like, not like a specific screenshot, but just like the screen that has
What the
like
fuck is a pap?
Post a picture a picture of messages.
Post a picture?
PAP. Yeah, PAP of messages. Like it's burned in my brain, and you would post like a picture
of messages.
And it would just be like, the screen where it's just like all the names, and like, you know, like when you go to your text screen and it's like, these are all the conversations that I'm having and like the times of them. And there was like a sort of like competitive energy over like how many conversations you were having at once. So I remember at middle school being like, I need to have conversations going, because God forbid
I would win the PAP every time, bro.
It'd be like 606, 606, 604, 602. And it'd be like 5 random people, and it's like, what are we even doing? And I would be like,
crazy.
It was the panopticon for real, because I'd be like, I need to make sure my last message was something that could be posted on Ask FM and consumed by my school. And it's like, look, sometimes I still look at my like message screen and I'm like,
you have
this would slam as a PAP. Yeah.
You have the Ask FM case. This is my PAP.
Yeah.
Okay, wait, can we, in the carousel this week, will you do a PAP and I'll do a PAP?
Of our message deck? Yeah, for sure.
Oh my God, that's actually really exciting.
And it's Kenzie Petty calling us horny for each other. She listened to the pond. That's all it is.
It's just you, me, and Kenzie Petty in a
It's like me texting
in a group chat.
It's me texting my friend Amanda. Was I too bossy this week?
Okay, well, I am duly horrified by this.
Yeah, I mean,
I think that would have been a really hard thing to have in school. We didn't do. I don't think we like. I mean, so you and I are going to talk about Limewire today. But like the intro to Limewire is actually just AOL Instant Messenger, because you are like logging onto your computer. And I don't know, we've like kind of talked about AIM before, but it was a messaging application, but the purpose of it really was like just to talk to your crush until 3:00 in the morning every single night in high school. And you would put up song lyrics. And so like, yeah, you would have an away message, and your away message like invariably would be either like a Dave Chappelle joke, or it would be like a song lyric or something, or it would be like the name of your summer camp with like inside jokes to your friends. You also had like a profile where you would put all this content too. But I digress because I want to make sure we get to Limewire. But like I would spend time where I would see a song lyric, and then I would go look up what the song lyric was, and then I would be like, okay, I have to download that song. This is like the way that this works.
That's kind of beautiful though.
Oh, yeah. I
Like,
mean, it's a great discovery.
Like melody unheard, you were seeing lyrics that moved you in some way to go find music.
And then
that is not how it's happening at all anymore.
Yeah, and then it was like fucking Dave Matthews Band every time, or like OG Coldplay.
Oh
like it was like, so like, okay, but I want to make sure you understand. This came up originally because I sent you a tweet that you did not believe was a real thing, which was that like way back in the day, there were kind of like the way there are on coach buses now, there were not TV screens on the backs of every chair on an airplane. There were TV screens that fell down from the top. They literally unfolded like you're on a coach bus. If you were picking a movie, this was a tweet, by the way. If you were picking a movie, you voted as an airplane. Like the person, the flight attendant would be like, do you guys want to watch? And then you would get options. It would be like Home Alone and The Lion King. And then you would applaud for the one that you actually wanted. So someone made a tweet about this, and you did not believe that was how, like
I mean, here's the thing. Even if this were still a practice today, like even if for some reason somebody decided like we're gonna as a plane, clap our hands, and whichever one makes the most noise, a make some noise situation.
Oh my god, I'm not a make some noise situation.
If we had like a make some noise situation on a plane, like in today's day and age, like nobody would even hear it happening because everyone has noise canceling headphones in. Like
I was thinking about media. And like the ease with which we access media today, and again, the plethora of media options. You get on an airplane, and like I could watch Sentimental Value on an airplane like mere weeks after I'd seen it in a theater. Back in the day, I would see somebody's song lyrics. I would type it in. I would go figure out what song it was. And then like there was definitely no Shazam. And then I would go put that into Limewire and see if I could download the song. Because, I mean, if I didn't go buy the album at a store, the only way to get the music and to have it on my computer specifically was to try to illegally download it.
And so even then, let's say you can find it on Limewire.
Yeah.
And then you download it. The only way to then play it is like through that like standstill computer speaker. Like you're not walking around and able to listen to it, or like could you?
I mean, no. So like I had like you could burn a CD. So you could like put 12 or 13 songs together. I think like 18 would be the absolute max. You could burn them onto a CD, and then you would burn it on your computer. So you would buy blank CDs. And you'd put them in, and you'd build like the perfect playlist that had the perfect flow, exactly how you wanted it. And then you would burn it onto a CD, and then you would take the CD out and put it into your CD player. And then you would listen to that like in your Discman with your little headphones. And I had the little headphones that like went over your ears. They were very cool, actually. Those headphones fucking slap.
Everything about that I'm so envious of, because I'm like, that is like a full-blown hobby. Like if somebody was like actively doing that to their music now, like that would be on their like list of hobbies that like Survivor asked you in your bio. And it's like making a CD like that. Like the amount of like effort and intention that goes into that, getting to listen to your music there, we are so devoid of now.
You're not getting served like a 1 in 6 chance of putting a like deadly piece of malware onto your family's computer. It's like your family has one computer. Okay. It is like in the place in the house that the computer is. For me, I was like lucky. I like somehow got my parents to put the computer in my bedroom, which was actually my computer room was literally a closet that my parents turned into my desk.
I'm sure at that time it felt revolutionary to even be able to do what you're describing now. Like,
oh yeah,
yeah, I'm sure it felt like
to not walk down to the Tower Records on Broadway and have to purchase it. And they were expensive. The CDs were like $18.99.
So
in
like did you feel
in like 2000?
Did
they
you
were
feel though like then what was your first memory of like breaking beyond having to do that? Was it when iTunes was invented and then you got to like
it was
like,
iTunes.
Okay, it was iTunes.
It's iTunes.
Yeah.
So like it was the I'm gonna pay $1.99 or 99 cents. I think I eventually went to, right?
It started, I believe, at like 99 cents and
Was
then
it-
went to
and went to-
$1.99.
okay.
And then there was a period of 129.
Was there?
There was 129 for sure.
I think what's interesting, I guess, is I have nothing but abject horror for Ask FM, and you hear about Limewire, and you're like, sweet, like that seems like really like you like treat it like somebody who's got a hobby that's like repairing old televisions or something.
Yeah, but it's also just like everybody having to do that. The mere like fact that everybody at that time was figuring this thing out together and doing it together and putting in the same amount of work together, like as a people, just brings you guys closer.
Also, as a millennial, you got really good at reading the titles of them on LimeWire and being able to like discern which ones were actually going to be the song. You'd look at like the gigabytes and be like, okay, that one's actually a little too small given the number of minutes the song is. Like I feel like it gave us a lot of, like if you were really thinking about it, like a lot of technical savvy. I mean,
We're like, oh my God, things are so easy now. As if no one's ever like made that claim before.
Not us having a really super original thought.
Yeah. So now we're going to switch into sort of the advice, the Dear Sugar segment. And we got some fun questions. And there was honestly a lot of crossover or similarities between some of the questions that we got.
Yep.
Do you want to start with this first genre / the first like selection that we've made?
Yeah. Okay. I'll read this one out loud. Would love to hear post-college loss of identity, struggling to enjoy the tedious work you do, job hopping, etc. Could be cool to hear Teeny's experience as it's more recent, and then Steph's words of wisdom having gone through it.
As it pertains to post-college loss of identity and no longer being a student, I remember seeing a TikTok in May 2023, which was 1 year after I graduated, of like two 20-something girls jumping around and being like us when we realized we don't have to live our first post-grad year over again. And I was like, no, so true, because like one of the like toughest years that I've been through emotionally was like my first post-grad year. And I was living in New York City, like I had a job, but the loss of the student identity was really tough for me. I really enjoyed college and I didn't the whole way through, but towards the end, I feel like I got everything that I wanted. And I think there's like the famous Sylvia Plath fig tree statement, which is like,
What is the famous Sylvia Plath fig tree statement?
Don't get mad at me if I butcher some of it or don't get it exactly right, but she's kind of like, I feel like it's sort of like a commentary on having analysis paralysis, where she's like, there's so many branches of the fig tree, and in one I'm a famous writer and I do this and that, and in the other I'm like a painter and I do this and that, and like she's just sort of overwhelmed by the possibilities of what she can do and what she can be. And I feel like when you're at college, there's just room for all of that. You're sort of like perpetually living inside of the fig tree, and you're just like, well, and for me, I was studying communications, so I was constantly learning about like very big, broad themes that could be applied to so much. And it was hard for me to narrow in on exactly what it was I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to move to New York City, so I sort of geared all of my job hunts around what I could do to do that. And then I ended up working in recruiting and technology sales. And so what I really learned that year is that like it is just as valuable to know what you don't want to do as it is to learn exactly what you do. Because for me, I didn't really have a concept of what the corporate world would look like or how I would fit into it. And I had examples from my life of like, I get super passionate about this and that. And so I know that I'm like not a lazy person, but I was never super passionate about like the cybersecurity that I was being told to call 200 people on the phone each day and try and sell.
It's a really hard thing to be passionate about.
Right.
That's
But
really
I was
hard.
working with people who were. The part about enjoying the tedious work you do, there's like, I when you find out, let me know. Like what about you?
I mean, I'm far removed from graduating college. I graduated college in 2008. And I think I really struggled in my first couple years out of college, going from being a full-time student to being who has no responsibilities really, to being a middle school teacher was one of the harder transitions I've ever had in my life.
Speak on it. Yeah.
Yeah. It was like, and I just think I was really, aside from being unprepared in a myriad of ways for the actual role, I think there's a certain level of just like emotional preparedness in terms of the coping mechanisms that you have when you're 22 or 23 for dealing with something that is really challenging that I just like didn't have those either. Or the coping mechanisms I had were basically like binge drinking, and like various versions of avoidance. I'm thinking a lot about, there's a Toni Morrison piece that I probably reread once or twice a year, maybe like, every other year even, called The Work You Do, The Person You Are. Have I ever sent it to you? Mm-hmm. It's really, I find that really grounding, mostly because her thesis in it is like what you do out there is what you do at your job, and then you come home and you are like, you do that out there so that you can come home to your people and to your family and be the person you are in here. And I have found that really grounding, to give myself like distance a little bit between the person I am at work and the person I am at home. And I would actually say that like those people are like, there are differences, but like I feel like I can be myself at my job. Like I don't feel like I've got a job that is
you are yourself.
Yeah, like I feel like I'm myself on a work call. That's true, but there's a distance in terms of like, that is not my real life. My real life is home.
I've talked about this with you. Like, I think of my life very much in like spans of a year, whereas I think some people look in their life in spans of like 5 years, or like, I want to be doing this career for my job forever. Like, whether that be a teacher or like,
I've never known that.
Yeah, I
literally have always just been like, what is the next best opportunity in front of me? Like, I'm playing it like at Survivor, I think, actually, which is like, of the cards that I have in my hand, what is the next best thing I can do? And then I'm going to do that. Yeah. And then I'm going to do that. And then like, I don't know. That's how I've moved around.
A lot of you guys are lesbians. Let's start there. Let's just start there. Like, a lot of crossover in some of our asks, which were basically variations.
I think like not only lesbians, but like, yearning lesbians. Like lesbians.
That's synonymous lesbian in yearning. So yeah, a lot of you guys have a crush on your coworkers and your roommates and your acquaintances and your like bosses, and so we selected one specific one that sort of summarizes it all good, or at least gives us a good segue into like what our advice for you is. This person writes, what would you guys do if you had a crush on your coworker who is like 10 years older and you don't know what to do, if she would even want to explore, or if you should just be chill and ignore it? We're both women, by the way. Okay.
Good for them.
As it pertains to limerence and yearning and crushing, and especially on older women, I have a lot of years in this department. This specific example, you have a crush on your coworker who's like 10 years older than you, and you don't even know if she's interested in women. The advice I want to give here, really check with yourself if your crush is a crush on this person for their qualities and their attributes and all of the different amalgamations of things about them specifically that you like, or if it's sort of a projection of what you want this person to be, or what you think this desire for this person, this physical desire for this person, like says about you, or like what the scenario and the dynamic says about you. Like, I feel like I was caught up many times in being infatuated with someone I didn't actually even know that much about, because I was projecting a personality or a persona or like a future onto them or onto what we could be.
Yeah, I mean, they always say a crush is just a lack of information.
Right.
Like,
it's true.
God, like my personal most famous crush before I, not like famous, actually famous, like capital F famous, but I mean like famously for myself, I had a really big crush on somebody who, in high school, who just was so, in real life, just so boring. Like we had, and I'm sure like this person is actually not that boring. Like I'm sure for somebody else out there, like they are like the most interesting person that anyone's ever met. But personally, we had absolutely nothing to talk about. It was crazy.
But when did you actually realize that? How many months of crushing did you spend before you guys?
The term we are in is years at this point. Years. Yeah, which is crazy. But like,
you told me I dress like him, right?
Yeah, you do kind of sometimes dress like him. That's
crazy. This sweater like him?
Yeah.
Based on this specific example, if you don't even know if this woman is interested in women, there's sort of probably a lot of conversations that need to happen between the two of you, for you to like know if you like really want to be with her.
Advice for the first person is literally just like get a crush at work.
Yeah, actually, in a similar vein, but this one's more of a call to action question. Is how would you go about telling your close friend you have feelings for them? And
do you want to talk about how I told you I liked you?
Yeah.
Okay.
100%. We have a story for you.
Okay. So we have been friends for some time. And to be fair, I had a lot of data at this point that I was like pretty sure Teeny was into me, because you used to text me after having sex dreams about me to let me know that you had had a sex dream about me.
Okay.
I had gone and voted for Zoran, and you slid up on my Zoran vote, like I was wearing like a sticker for it, and you were like, you were in my dream last night.
100%.
And so
and you were like,
smart ass response was like,
what happened in the dream? What did we do
in the dream? Like stack rank vote.
Yeah,
I think that would rank choice vote.
Rank choice vote.
Something along the lines.
And I said, don't make me like tell you what we did. And honestly, it was not a sex dream. We were sitting on sort of a recliner chair. We were canoodling as though we were like deep in a relationship. And there was just like, like there was definitely like, it wasn't like a sex dream. But I like basically
had an argue that I think it's actually more intimate.
100. No, that's true. That's true. No, that's true. But I'm like, yeah, it's wholesome. And no, but of course, like I went ahead and like didn't explain that, and I just said like, don't make me say what we did, which of course is going to like one.
No, it makes it way worse.
Right? Yeah, like
makes
make
it
you
like
think,
way worse.
Yeah, and then you hit me back with a, I love dreams! Exclamation point! Exclamation point! Green heart!
Literally, nobody has ever fucking like sideswiped harder than me being like, I love dreams.
I love dreams. When I'm like,
exclamation point! Green heart.
But that wasn't the only time I had a dream about you, and it wasn't the only time I told you. I certainly maybe 2 other times texted you, because it's true.
That's a lot. To be clear, like that's a lot of times. I think that's a plethora of times. And so I actually basically like, I think the final time you told me that was like, hey, like, what's your motivation in telling me that? Because for me, my like lived experience of it was, I have this person who is my friend who I am starting to have feelings for. And in the context of them being my friend who I am starting to have feelings for, they are telling me that they are having sex dreams about me or like romantic dreams about me. And I don't know why they're doing that. But I guess I also like was worried, or at the time like wasn't sure if you were kind of just like doing it to get a rise out of me, like if you wanted to like kind of see what you could do, or if like your feelings are genuine, because I just didn't know. I really didn't know where your head was at. But I got to a point where I was like stressed out enough about it because we spent so much time together that I felt like it was time to like level set our friendship differently. And I like asked you what your motivation was because what I was looking for at the time was an entryway into basically being like, hey, so if you're not trying to fuck, you probably shouldn't be like telling me you're having dreams about fucking me. Which I think I said it to you on the phone, because we did this on the phone a little bit more politically.
You were it was just very, it was diplomatic and like curious to where like every statement she said could be reasoned out as to like why she didn't like me just as much as it could as to why she did.
Guys, I really would have been good at Survivor. I swear to God.
Literally. Like she walked the line so impressively to where I was like, even just guys, think about that question. What motivates you to tell me that you're having sex dreams about me? And you're me. And all you've gotten so far is her responding, I love dreams.
I love dreams. Now, exclamation point, exclamation point.
Do you green heart. That? So I was basically just like, well, I'm first of all being like worried that she's uncomfortable. So I'm like, wait, I'm so sorry. Like I didn't mean to make you uncomfortable. If that's what's happening, I could not tell you. But I guess like honestly, what is my motivation? Great question. I didn't ever think that telling you would lead to like it happening right away or anything like that. Like that wasn't my goal in telling you. I said to you, I was like, I just told you because I felt like I couldn't not tell you. I don't know. Like you appeared in my dream and I was like, I want to share that with you and see what happens. But yeah, when you said like what motivates you to do it, I was just a little bit nervous about how to reply to that ambiguous question. And now of course I like sort of know how you communicate, and the question actually makes a lot more sense to me now knowing you. But
I love to ask people what motivates
them.
I
think
it's like one of my favorites.
You really,
like, why are you doing that?
And at one point, yeah, I kind of was like, I can't tell if we're walking down this path or not. But she basically was like, yeah, like, I don't know. Like, I wouldn't necessarily tell a friend that I'm having a sex dream about them. And I think I was like, well, I wouldn't necessarily have a sex dream about someone I viewed as only a friend. And then I think you were just like, I started to ramble apologetically, I think, about it, where I was like, I don't know that I would have that dream about someone who's just a friend, but like I also
said something along the lines of like, well, because if that image wasn't in my mind already, like, well, it is now, you know, like when you tell somebody that, oh my God, we're going to have like a spate of lesbians who are literally all like telling their friends that they're having sex dreams about them now.
Stop. No, like literally like HR is about to get hit. Like the HR is about to get hit the way the guidance counselors got hit when Ask FM was around.
Stop.
Us just ultimately be like trying to give people the advice of like, marry your best friend. It's like, no, because like my ass literally 7 months ago would have like glocked somebody for like that being the advice. Like that's not even like that's I'm so sorry, this is like extremely unhelpful because like what a very unique circumstance we're in. But the broad stroke is like, one, I think you did a really wonderful job of like initiating the conversation with like extreme curiosity instead of like a proclamation or like placing something in their lap of like, I like you so much and da 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 da. Like you instead let me come forward and talk about how I was feeling by asking me like what my lay of the land, like what are you doing here, what are you thinking?
Well, and you gave me you sort of like gave me a thing to respond to. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Like
have sex dreams.
I had a really I think the moral of the story is have sex dreams, but like and also like truly like you telling me you were having sex dreams about me could have been something I really shut down. Like I could have been like, ew, you know, like, or I could have like given you some sort of very negative reaction, which definitely was not what I gave you.
I love dreams.
I love dreams, exclamation point, green heart. I'm so sorry. Okay. I have one. It's a bit spicy, though. Also, this person slid in both yours and my DMs to share this.
Exact
they
same
felt verbatim. So they're
literally,
feeling
like, I'm imagining them highlighting it, clicking copy,
Can you imagine?
paste it to both of our inboxes.
Also, like, I hope so badly that this is actually something that like happened in a book or something. Like, it's not even real.
No, I know. No, I just read it first,
Okay.
and then we'll get to debating whether or not it's real.
It's a bit spicy, though. So sorry if that's not the vibe. Here's the deal. Yesterday, I accidentally walked in on my good friend / roommate jerking it to one of the heated rivalry books. Obviously left immediately and planned to pretend nothing happened. But then a bit later, I overheard her on the phone talking to her friend about it. And she was so beyond embarrassed. To me, it's not a big deal at all, but she's a bit prudish and doesn't talk about sex or anything of the variety, all caps, ever. So I know that it's definitely a big deal for her. I ended up apologizing briefly for the situation and stressed to her how much I don't care at all. Like, good for you, girl. But she literally won't even look me in the eye. We're both 25, so we're grown and sex is just sex. But I don't know if there's anything I can say or do to make it better. I know it'll blow over eventually and everything will be fine, but I'd love to hear y'all's thoughts on the matter.
Okay. There's so many things here. First, did this even happen? And like, I am so sorry to the person who like wrote this and pasted it to both of us. But like, if it didn't happen, I almost have like more respect for you. Okay.
I mean, I just have so much love and respect for anyone who's jerking it to a literal book. Like, a literal book, hardcover.
Logistically, how are we doing that?
One hand, like, I'm impressed. And also, like, is it a Kindle? Like, what's going on here? If I like did something that I felt was embarrassing in front of my roommate, I might not be able to have a conversation with them about it yet.
Yes, I also think that you did all that you can do, because my advice would be to bring levity to the situation.
I agree.
Like, I'd be like, no, like, that's so real though, and like not even mention it by name, but just be like, you're so real for that. Even if I didn't feel like it was real. Our system shut down while we were talking about jerking off to heated rivalry, and I think I'm gonna take that as a sign to just kick off the next segment.
Okay, really?
Yeah,
we're gonna do it. Mm-hmm. All right, fuck yeah, I'm so excited about this. Okay, so Survivor 50 is airing tomorrow, and I think quite a few people have had like a lot of different approaches to getting people excited about it. And I don't know, you and I have talked about how the press onslaught for this is truly unmanageable. But easily my favorite segment dropped yesterday, Wednesday. And I want to go through it with you. So as many folks know, Mike White, creator of The White Lotus, and runner-up on season 37 of Survivor, is going to be on season 50. Huge. And in the last 3 seasons of The White Lotus, he has made sure that there was a Survivor cameo. That's in right. 2 of the 3, right? It started the first one too.
Alec Merlano.
Oh, you are so right. Okay. He has had a Survivor cameo in 100% of the seasons. And so many people think to themselves, perhaps the win this year is the million, but perhaps the real win is getting a cameo on White Lotus. And so one of the folks who interviews Dalton Ross had everybody for Entertainment Weekly say who their White Lotus character would be if they were on the White Lotus. And now I want you to see if you can guess the actual contestant based off of the character. Like, I'm going to give you the easiest one first. Okay, the first one, coat check, girl.
Oh, Angelina.
God, aren't you so obsessed with how in on the joke she is? I'm obsessed with her.
Coat check girl is really good.
Her just
especially considering she's like in 2 seasons of the or she's in 1 season of the White Lotus already.
Well, she does reference that. So she's like, she's like, I will expand on my role as American woman number 2.
American woman who like discovers a dead body.
Yeah. Who said that they want to be the guy who finds the dead body because who's guaranteed to live? It's the guy that finds the dead body. Who's doing that kind of strategic thinking?
Christian or Rick?
I love both of those answers. Neither one of them.
Kyle Fraser?
No.
Who? Wait, stop. Who?
Charlie Davis.
Oh, that's right on the cusp. Right on the cusp.
All right. Who said that I'm going to run the gym at the beautiful hotel, but when the women try to flirt and get close, I constantly just push them off.
What?
But I do get close enough to steal from them.
Jonathan? Yeah. I'm so scared. I was
the gag of all of these is literally the men were all like, I'm a criminal, and the women were all like, I want to be rich, or I'm gonna work at the hotel.
No, the way I'm happy that it's Jonathan because I needed a point, but I'm actually upset because that's the strangest, weirdest answer.
Okay, who is a disbarred attorney going on vacation? He's actually a con man slowly running out of money and said it's a Anna Delvey type of situation.
Kyle.
100%.
Kyle would say Anna Delvey.
Whose character is Trevor Gaines, a scuba instructor having affairs with married women? Literally.
I'm so scared. What?
This is what I'm telling you. This is not one, not two. There's a third I'm having an affair with a married woman of the men.
What?
I swear to fucking God.
Who?
Colby Donaldson.
Oh, okay.
So behind the bar, we're going to meet Daria, a bartender who just likes to watch everybody come and go as they ruin their lives. And then she just gets a drink.
There's a cartoon about Daria. Mm-hmm. Is it like that?
Yeah, you could.
Aubrey?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Aubrey.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Good job. Okay. Who's a surfer drug runner staying at the White Lotus, Mexico, who's figuring out...
Ozzy.
Who said, I have no desire to be on the White Lotus, even though it's a fantastic show. I would prefer working in catering on the show. I would never want to be on it.
Genevieve.
100%.
100%.
Genevieve ass answer kills me.
That's so funny.
I'm a stay-at-home mom of 3. I used to have a really exciting life. We went on a lot of trips. Me and my husband. We flew on private planes. We went everywhere, and then we had children. I love my children dearly, and I go and I work part-time doing water treatment sales, and my husband's retired. It's incredible.
Stephanie LaGrossa.
Literally,
that's the best answer.
It's so iconic. She just was like, I am not answering that question. I am going to tell you something about myself. And honestly, I would cast that character
100%.
She sounds great.
That's amazing.
Unreal. Good job.
Okay, so now do you want to hear what my fictional White Lotus character would be?
Yeah, take us out on your fictional White Lotus character. And this is clearly, Teeny is actually pitching this to Mike White right now.
Okay, so
tell us.
My White Lotus character is going to be a, air quotes, non-binary 19-year-old who is, just for the people who are listening and not watching, you need to know that I'm doing quotes because it's important. So I'm going to be playing a non-binary, in quotes, 19-year-old who is with...
Is it non-binary because you don't believe in that? Or
no, let me get there. Okay, so basically,
I'm sorry, sweetheart.
I will be a 19-year-old person who is traveling with my parents to this resort. And my parents are aggressively liberal progressives who the backstory is basically that my character spent a summer wearing rash guards instead of tankinis, and their liberalism really caused them to embrace this and decide that I am non-binary, and they cut gender out of my life, and they painted my room the non-binary flag. Your
parents did?
My parents in the show. Yes, and so my parents are hardcore kind of show pony me off as this non-binary person, but I just want to be a normal girl in this character. I just want to be a girl. I just want to wear dresses. So I'm sort of at the White Lotus Resort, sneaking off to the teen club, in dresses.
There's a teen club at the Four Seasons.
It's the White Lotus, honey. Basically, my parents are kind of like a caricature of wokeism, and they've taken it too far and have determined my gender in the other way. And I will be playing this sort of like androgynous character, but ultimately I want to be a girl in this scenario, because I think that would be kind of fun to, like, for me, it would be sort of like doing drag, honestly. And yeah, I don't know. I just think it'd be an interesting take on gender in a very highly watched television show, but like low-key, it also could probably work against us, so like don't get mad at me. But like, and that's my character, Dalton Ross. Imagine I like hit him with that on the islands.
Dalton's literally like, hey, so if you could do like Dalton's like, so Rizgod said he was going to be Rizgod the pizza boy. Do you want to maybe reconsider yours? Savannah said she'd be a travel influencer. Are you sure you want to stick with that? Final answer. If White Lotus were going to do a season where the theme was like gender, what location would it be in, do you think? What country? London.
Bushwick. White Lotus Bushwick. Wait, who would you be though?
I think I'm just Carrie Coon. I think like no matter what season we're watching, like I think I'm just Carrie Coon every time. That is our show.
Stick around with us.
Yeah.
Stick around with us for next week. But also, yeah, like continue to send questions. We are still figuring out the technology as far as like the voicemails go. I think a more effective route would be probably emailing or DMing us. On that note.
Okay, well, that's our show. Follow us at I love you.
I love you.
Follow us at Good For Them Podcast. It's Good For Them Podcast, yeah?
Follow us at Good For Them Podcast.
Follow us at Good For Them Podcast wherever you get your Instagram. And we'll see you next week.
We'll see you next Tuesday.
See you next Tuesday. Bye.
Bye.